Picture this. The entire world is a system, and it's under an incredible amount of strain. You can feel it, right? Every negative action, every harsh word, it all adds up to this cosmic static, a debt that builds and builds, forming these massive storm clouds of pure judgment. You can almost hear the low hum of the system about to overload. But then, through the darkness, you see them. These incredible pillars of brilliant light just piercing through the chaos. Those are the Tzadikim, the righteous. And their very existence, their spiritual merit forms this living barrier, a great firewall holding back the storm and buying all of reality just a little more time.
Okay, let's dive right into the heart of the matter. Zohar Hadash lays out a principle that is, frankly, terrifying in its simplicity. It says the world is constantly generating the cause for its own destruction. When that system of cosmic justice, what the mystics call din, gets triggered, it doesn't mess around. It operates with this impartial, overwhelming force. And the text warns us, when that destructive energy is finally given permission to be unleashed, it doesn't pick and choose. It's not a scalpel. It's a tidal wave that just washes over everything in its path. So this isn't just a metaphor for having a bad day. This is a description of a fundamental law of the universe. All our negative actions create this massive deficit that demands a severe balancing of the books.
And right there, that brings us to the central mystery, doesn't it? I mean, if this system is constantly being pushed to the brink, if the cosmic debt is always due, and the weight of our collective actions is just so heavy, why are we still here? Why hasn't the server of reality just completely crashed? Why hasn't that final harsh judgment been executed? What, or more importantly, who is holding back the flood?
Well, to answer that, we're going to take a journey. We'll start by looking at this world on the brink. Then we'll uncover the secret of what we're calling the cosmic firewall. After that, we'll map out the actual architecture of mercy, see how judgment is literally sweetened, and then, and this is the most important part, we'll discover your own role in this incredible cosmic system.
So what is this cosmic firewall? You might be picturing some kind of ethereal energy shield, but the secret, the really deep secret, is that it's not a what at all, it's a who. The righteous ones, the Tzadikim, they are the secret stabilizers of reality. They're the hidden protocol that keeps this entire system from tearing itself apart.
And we have to really understand this term, Tzadik. In English, we say righteous, and it sounds like a moral judgment, just a good person. But in the Zohar's language, it's a technical term. It's functional. It describes a soul whose very existence is a structural component of creation. That verse, but Tzadik Yesod Olam, isn't just some nice piece of poetry. It means the Tzadik is literally the foundation, the actual load-bearing pillar that the world stands on. The implication is staggering. Without them, the whole building would just come crashing down.
Okay, so let's frame this with a tech analogy that makes immediate sense today. The world's problem is basically a massive, ongoing denial-of-service attack. Every negative action is like a malicious data packet, flooding the system, creating cosmic overload, and threatening to crash the server of existence. So what's the solution? The Tzadikim. They function like a highly advanced, intelligent spiritual firewall. They stand at the gateway, and they intercept these destructive processes. They act as a buffering system, absorbing the malicious energy, and then they redistribute it in a way that allows the system to repair itself and just keep running.
And to make this even simpler, think of it like a giant online video game. Let's say the world is the team of players, the party, and there's this huge boss about to unleash a devastating, party-wiping attack. We'll call it the destruction wave of Din. It's coming for everyone. But just then, the party's main tank, that's the Tzadik, steps forward. This is the character with the highest spiritual resilience, the best armor made of pure merit. They taunt the boss and take the full catastrophic hit squarely on themselves. But here's the magic. This is their special ability. They don't just survive the hit. They convert all of that incoming damage into a massive healing spell that radiates outward, protecting and restoring the entire party. That, in a nutshell, is the job of the righteous.
So we get the who, it's the Tzadikim. And we get the what, they act as a firewall. But the big question is how? How does this spiritual technology actually work? Well, now we're going to pop the hood and look at the divine blueprint, the Sephirot, to understand the actual engineering of cosmic salvation.
This chart right here, this is our map. The Sephirot are these 10 fundamental attributes or channels through which the infinite divine light interacts with our world. You can think of them as the primary functions in the source code of reality. Now, for what we're talking about today, we're going to focus on these key players. We've got Gevura, or strength, which is the source of strict judgment. We have Tiferet, or beauty, the great harmonizer. Yesod, foundation, which is our critical channel. And finally, Malkut, the kingdom, which is where it all becomes real for us. And pay close attention to those colors. As the great Kabbalist Kodovodo explains, They aren't literal pigments. They are powerful metaphors for the quality of the divine energy flowing through the system.
Let's start with Yesod, the foundation. This is the pipeline. It's the master conduit. All divine flow, all of it, whether it's the raw, unfiltered data of judgment or the refined stream of mercy, it has to pass through Yesod to get to our world. And its archetype is Joseph, who is specifically called Joseph HaTzadik, Joseph the Righteous. It's no coincidence. He was the one who stored up grain to save the world from famine, right? He was the channel for sustenance. Well, spiritually, that's Yesod's job, to be the channel for life-sustaining energy. It is the very Sephirot that corresponds to the Tzadik, the foundation of the world.
Okay, so where does Yesod get this perfectly balanced flow from? Well, that's the job of Tiferet, which means beauty or harmony. Think of Tiferet as the central processing unit of the entire Sephirotic tree. It sits right there in the middle, perfectly balancing the expansive, unconditional energy of Chesed, or loving-kindness, on the right side, with the intense, restrictive energy of Gevurah, or judgment, on the left. Embodied by Jacob, Tiferet's whole purpose is to take these two polar opposites and blend them into a perfect, sustainable harmony, a flow of compassionate truth that the world can actually handle without being overwhelmed or destroyed.
And finally, all of this energy arrives at Malchut, the kingdom. This is the end of the line. This is our physical reality. It's the computer screen, the user interface where the results of all this incredibly complex background processing finally get displayed. Its archetype is King David, who brought divine will down into a functioning kingdom here on earth. Malchut is the world we live in. It's right here, in our daily lives, that a decree that was formed way up in the spiritual worlds is finally experienced, either as a painful event, a harsh judgment, or as a blessing, a salvation, and experience of pure mercy.
And this is where that color symbolism we saw becomes so important. When the mystics talk about a decree shifting from red to white, we're not talking about paint. Red is the color code for that raw, untempered energy of judgment coming straight from Gevurah. It's hot, it's intense, it can be destructive. White is the code for pure mercy, the unimpeded flow of Chesed. Black signifies the most severe execution of judgment, like a total system shutdown, a complete absence of light. And green, this is crucial. Green represents that beautiful, balanced energy coming from Tiferet, where red and white have been blended into a sustainable life force. The whole goal of this cosmic system is to change the color code of a decree before it hits our reality.
So now we have all the pieces on the board. We've got the problem of cosmic overload, we've got the Tzadikim as the firewall, and we have the Sephirotic architecture of mercy. So let's put it all together. Let's watch step by step how a potentially catastrophic decree gets intercepted, processed, and completely transformed.
This quote from one of our source texts, this is the key. This unlocks the entire process. It says it so plainly. The Shekinah, that divine presence in our world, Malchut, it receives the incoming flow. That flow could be harsh judgment or it could be mercy. But here's the kicker. It says they, meaning the righteous, by the power of their actions, improve it and turn it to mercy. This is an active process, not passive. The righteous are like spiritual engineers, actively getting in there and recoding the divine flow.
So let's walk through this, moment by moment. Step 1, a harsh decree is formed. A torrent of intense red energy, raw judgment from the side of Gevurah is now heading straight for our world, Malchut. But then, step 2, before it can hit, the Tzadik, connected to that pipeline of Yesod, intercepts it. They willingly take the full force of this raw judgment upon themselves. Step 3 is the transformation. Inside the crucible of their soul, that harsh energy is processed. Our source calls this Yisurem Shel Ahava, literally sufferings of love. They absorb the pain on behalf of the collective, and through their incredible love and merit, they transmute it. And step 4, the energy that then flows out from them into the world is completely changed. The color code has been rewritten. It is now pure white light, and it manifests in our world not as destruction, but as salvation, as healing, and as peace.
What we've just described, when you step back and look at it, is the ultimate form of cosmic engineering. It's a protocol for system resilience. The righteous aren't just good people. In this model, they are resilient, high-capacity nodes in the network of reality. They perform spiritual load balancing, absorbing energy surges that would otherwise completely fry the grid. Their presence, their actions, their very existence is the key to preventing a system-wide failure and maintaining global stability. And this brings us to the most profound, almost unbelievable conclusion of this entire idea, again, straight from our source text. The result of this whole process is that all of Israel are saved and at peace because of him. The collective, the entire community, is protected by the actions of this one individual. And then the text connects this directly to that famous, powerful verse from the prophet Isaiah, "He was wounded for our transgressions." This reveals the deepest secret of the Tzadik's role. It is one of profound, vicarious self-sacrifice. They take the spiritual wounds so that the rest of the world can be healed.
And the power of this is that it scales. Every single positive, righteous act you do has this amazing cascading effect. On a personal level, it obviously increases your own merit and spiritual capacity. Then on a communal level, it creates this localized field of protection, like a shield for your family and your city. And then on the cosmic level, every good deed adds another layer of strength to the entire global firewall, reinforcing the stability of reality for every single person. Nothing you do is ever wasted.
Okay, so this has all been immense, right? It's huge. Cosmic engineering, divine architecture. So for this last part, let's bring it all the way down to Earth. Let's make it personal. What is your role in this incredible system?
You know, it's so easy to hear all of this and think, well, that's great. That's fantastic for the Josephs and the King Davids of history, the spiritual superheroes. But what does that have to do with me? I'm just a regular person. Is this incredible capacity to transform reality really only for a select elite few?
And the sources are emphatic on this point. Absolutely not. The answer is no. The teachings say that every single soul is a mixture of good and a potential for rectification. This system is built for us. Every positive action you take, no matter how small you think it is, adds processing power to that global firewall. Your choices can literally sweeten the judgments happening in the cosmos, and more importantly, within your own life and your own community. The goal isn't perfection, it's about persistence. As the verse says, "For a righteous man falls 7 times and rises again." It's about getting back up. It's about strengthening your own node on the network, one good choice at a time.
So if there's one thought to take away from all of this, let it be this one. Your life, right now, with all its challenges, all its difficulties, all its frustrations, it's a laboratory. It's your personal laboratory for turning red into white. Every challenge, every moment of harshness or din is an opportunity. It's a surge of red energy that you have the power to intercept, to process with patience and with faith, and to transform it into white energy, an outcome of mercy, of growth, and of blessing. You are an active participant in the engineering of your own salvation, and by extension, the salvation of the world. Thank you so much for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We really hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please do us a favor and like, subscribe, and maybe share which part of this journey really touched your soul in the comments below. We love reading them. We'll see you in the next chapter.